everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. So I've been away for a few months going through something in my personal process that had to be dealt with, and I'm back now. So this is going to be a reading for July, and July 2024, which starts tomorrow. Today, I'll probably post this tomorrow actually, but today's the 30th of June that I'm reading this. So let's see what the cards have to say. So the reading is just general reading for July, twin flame energy. Let's see what they have to say. Okay, so we've got Nine of Swords, which is not worrying, basically. So they're saying don't worry. Ten of Pentacles, completion. Things are about to finish in the physical world. Something coming to an end. They're just saying for your highest good as well. So it's nothing. It's not going to end negatively. It's going to end very positively for you. Queen of Swords, which is the feminine, brain of the feminine. So it's about your power, basically, the power around your mind. So if you've been through, I've been through something in my process the last couple of months, which was about healing, healing fear, healing panic attacks. So if you've been through something similar, then perhaps you're feeling better in your head, mentally better, feeling more organised, more together. They're saying more worldly wise, more like you regrouped inside yourself, or because we've got the Nine of Swords there, which is an ending in the brain around it's the feminine. And we've got completion in the physical world, Ten of Pentacles. And then we've got the brain of the feminine again, but this is like rising up. This is into the power of the feminine, because it's like the, she's number 3, she's a queen, she's a creator, she holds a sword. So she's kind of rising up into her power instead of being burdened by something. So maybe you're going to come into a lot of clarity, or you're going to feel released, they're saying, because completion can be, anything, like you're released from some kind of struggle in the physical world. Maybe some kind of financial issue coming to an end, maybe some resolution around something financially. It's all going to work out in your favour, whatever it is they're saying. Maybe it's the end of some money troubles. This is worry. This is money. This is rising up into the power and the light. So the end of your money troubles, basically, or worries about money. The thing that I went through, so I'll just keep interjecting with what I've gone through, because it's kind of like I'm going through the process, so it's applicable to everything. Is that I kept having to go towards these situations which were coming up on the horizon, and it looked like something really negative was going to happen, like worst case scenario. And as I moved towards it, like events, physical events and situations, it would just change, like at the 11th hour, just like I was getting towards it, thinking, oh my God, it's going to be awful, this is a terrible thing I'm going to have to do, or people that I'm going to have to speak to, or and I really don't want to do it, and all this kind of stuff. And it would just resolve, and I'd literally come away from whatever it was just like laughing at how it's worked out, everything worked out for me. So this is like something like that. It's like you're going to come into a resolution that's the best thing for you possible. Just look, she's smiling. She's smiling, like it's like the smile of someone who's got away with something, or got their own way without having to do anything, and kind of come away from something with it all working out right for them. And it's inner knowing. She's got the smile of inner knowing, like she knew it was going to work out all right anyway. There might have been doubt, there might have been fear, but the internal knowingness was the knowing that it was actually all going to work out in her favour. So we've got that there. And let's go on the next slide. Ending again. A 10 of Wands this time. So this is the ending of an energetic process. And the rod's on the man's back. It's like it's been holding you down, holding you back, making you feel burdened, making you feel like you're under a lot of pressure, making you feel weight, making you feel the heaviness, feeling like a struggle, feeling like you can't go on any longer, feeling like it's just things have got to come to a head. They have got to reach a head. Maybe you've felt that in these past few months, that it's like the burden of what you're going through you can't carry the burden anymore. Like, it has to be lifted. And it's energetic, so you might have found yourself speaking to your guides, just saying to them, I can't go on anymore. You've got to end this. You've got to end it for me, because I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. I can't go on like this any longer, right? So, because it's energetic, so there's nothing you would have been able to do about it physically. However much you might have liked to, you wouldn't have been able to move away from it or get away from it. It's something you've had to go through, where it's felt like a burden, and but it's all part of the process, and it's all part of what you came here to do, in relieving the masculine of their fear and their worry and their stress. So as we said before, for the masculine to be relieved of their fear and the worry and their stress, because your counterpart is a masculine and you're feminine, you have to go through something of an equal value of a fear and a worry and a stress, but literally you're only going through it so that you can relieve the fear for them. You're not going through it because it's actually something negative that you brought upon yourself through your vibrational inaccuracy. You're going through it for the masculine because they have got to be relieved, and that's the pact that you have. Twin flames, masculine and feminine, and how they work together energetically, is that what manifests physically manifests for the energetic union, for the energetic partnership. I prefer the word partnership, actually, because it's like you're working together rather than union, which kind of is inert. So so something that you've had to go through, coming to conclusion. Again, there could be money coming from it. You might find that you're rewarded at the end of it because you've had to go through it. Because nothing happens in a vacuum with twin flame process. It's like everything has a reason that you're going through it, that you can't see at the time. But once you're through whatever energy it is, you get the clarity, you receive the clarity, you're freed from whatever it was. And you also get some kind of like reward because you went through it, because it's what you're here to do. So, which shows you how you've not lost your own vibration, basically. So whatever it is, the feminine manages to hold on to her point of attraction to receive, despite the fact she's going through what would appear to be a negative situation or event or chain of events, where in like usual human circumstances, you would look at that person, you would say, well, look, they're bringing it on themselves because they're not in their point of attraction. So that's what they're reaping, they're reaping their the level of their energy, the level of their vibrations at. Whereas really in twin flame process, it's kind of like you're just you're doing a work that's apart from your own point of attraction. So you still are working for yourself from an actual together point of attraction, an accurate point of attraction, where you're going to receive back at the end of the work, where you're taken away from your own life to do this process. You're going to receive back in reward what you would have obtained anyway, because you were in your own point of attraction, if that makes sense. You might have to listen to it a couple of times to get the understanding, I'm not sure. 8 of Pentacles, and that is the physical connection. So it's all about a physical connection. This is August as well, so something in August coming along physically in terms of completion. 10 of Pentacles, and the Sun, and everything working out well, and everything coming to conclusion again in the Sun, and everything coming out really, really good and on top, they're saying, and feeling really good and matching up to the feeling good. And really this is like the highest point that you can get to in terms of vibration. And it's a release point as well. It's a point of release, it's a point of creation, it's a point of reconciliation. basically. So if you're looking at this for a physical reunion and you've been going through the process and you've been detached somehow from your twin physically, then August very possibly is going to be the point of your physical reunion, where it's all coming. They're saying it's all going to come out singing. It's all going to come out in like bloom. It's like it's all going to be, or use the word reborn so much, right? But it's like it's all just going to come up roses. It's all going to come out right. The sun is like, everything coming out really strongly right, really good. Okay, and it's along there with the ending of the process as well. So 10 of Wands, ending of something energetic. So if it's not your actual physical reunion, as I said, if you're going through something and everything that you go through, you're taking on board because of your twin flame union, right? Your energetic union. So it could be the ending of whatever that is in your process and that all coming out good. But the fact here, it's got the 8 of Pentacles, which signifies a physical connection. This could be anything that you bring into yourself physically. So it could be rewards, money-wise, but it could also be a person because they're physical. So just have to see what it is. Something's coming in August, basically, because we've got an ending, we've got August, and we've got it coming out good. Next row, ending, the Tower. So we've got also an ending for the feminine in terms of her brain. So we've already got an ending for the feminine in terms of her worry and her like this feeling like everything could go wrong or everything is wrong. It's like a woe is me. It's like, when is this going to end? Why is this carrying on like this? Why am I going on like this? Why does it feel like this? Why does life feel like a struggle? Why am I not getting my just desires, my just rewards in life? Why am I held back from things that I want? That's what's going on in this night. It's like this, it's almost like a headache. It's like, this like, I can only describe it succinctly as a feeling of, ah! Right? Like, why is it not, like you can't go on any longer. And all there is to do is to go, ah! Because it's like there's not even a word for it anymore. Right? So it's just hair raising. It's like pulling your hair out or banging your head against the wall, right? So they've already said that there, right, for the feminine, that it's the ending in terms of that. It's so much pressure, I feel, in the brain of the feminine here that you've had. This is past position as well. So I'm not saying you have it now. I feel like it's easing. And I know it's easing in me. And it's moving in because it's completing here and it's moving into this feeling. This is a feeling, right? The Queen of Swords is very much in an ego. So she's very much using her brain and living with herself, in the world. And we've got to say feeling like she's making her own decisions and feeling like she's got a say in things, like a say in her own life. But the thing is, when you're going through twin flame process, there is so much destiny involved in the process itself. This feeling is the feeling that you don't have any control, right? And you can't do anything about anything because that destiny is what's been driving you through life and coming up in relation to you in your life all the time in terms of this process. So it feels like you're not able to make a decision or drive your own, if your life is a car, you're not able to drive the car. It's like you're sitting in the passenger seat and the energy is driving it. And you're like, ah, I didn't want to go that way. Right, but this is like living your existence again through your own mind. And I have to say, feeling like you're making decisions because still destiny is very much involved. But there's a feeling here where it's like not so much in the heart, where the heart is in pain because you're not able to make decisions or shift your life in a certain direction that you'd like it to go. So there's a lot of pain involved. Like I cannot, my life is not shifting to where I want it to go. I'm not able to do this thing. I'm not able to make this move. I keep being stopped and turned around again by my guidance, right? Because they've got you on this track here in the Ten of Wands, which is an energetic process. But this is then being given back your mortality, like your feel of like, that you're part of your own existence and that you're able to make, maybe it's going to be feeling like you're making some minor decisions, some kind of, or decisions that are, you see, everything's guided, right? So it is all destined and everything's already happened because everything's just a manifestation of energy where it's all happened already. But it's going to feel like you're able to make a decision. But the decisions that you're making will still be destined. So destined activities, destined events. So you will still be given, it's almost like you've got a Rolodex. Like that, right? It's a Rolodex. Those things you used to flick through to get phone numbers and stuff in the old days. People had them on their desks when everything was paper. And you'd flick through it for a phone number or something. So, but this is like the destined things coming up one after another in order so that you can do that thing and then do that thing and do that thing. And it's going to feel a little bit like you're making decisions because life is going to start moving again. It's still all destined, so you're still just going to be deciding on what's already destined, but you're not going to feel maybe like you're not going to feel it so much that it's, you're being forced through it. You're going to feel like you're partaking in it, I feel. And it's got physical here as well. So again, it's the 8, so it's like that infinity. So it's like busyness or business even, and like doing stuff and again making decisions and feeling part of your own life and moving forward. And the Tower, which is ending and shifting. So shifting through the physicality of life in a good way. So remember, she's got a smile on her face. So it's like you are returned. So this is where you were, right? Which is where you weren't able to make decisions. You didn't feel part of your own life. You're going through twin flame process. It's out of your hands, right? And it just feels like a birth of fire, a bath of fire, like walking over hot coals, right? Every footstep is like, ouch, 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 because it's a painful process. And so there's no smile on her face, right? Because she's not got a hold of it. She hasn't got any say in it. So it's been taken away, basically. When I say she, I mean the feminine, so that's man or woman. But then here, she's returned to herself, so she's got a smile on her face, but she's a lot wiser and a lot more understanding of how it is that she's been asked to go through life in this process, and understanding of why it was taken away, or it felt like decisions were not able to be made, because she's clearly got the clarity with the sword, which is the sword of clarity, of understanding why she's had to go through everything, why she's still going through everything, how it was worse, how it gets easier. And even that easiness is like the manifestation of the ease of life, right? The shift into a more comfortable existence of feeling more like liberated from the energy that was holding her back, or appeared to be holding her back. It's going to feel really good. It's going to be a shift into like a better physical existence where, like I'm saying here, she's returned to herself. Things that were a burden before in life she's going to rejoice in. Right, so you might find yourself rejoicing in the things that you used to once find a problem. So maybe it was something that you didn't like doing on a daily basis and you used to get irritated by it or feel it was annoying. But because you're liberated from all this negativity and this process, you're going to be like, it's going to feel so good that you got your life back, that you're going to be like, and you know what, all those things that used to bother me, I rejoice in accepting them back into my life, because I'm feeling like I've got my life back. So it's going to feel good to do those things again and partake in those things again of a physical nature. And the shift is therefore, so then you see, right, why you were held back from things. Because when you're held back from just the everyday things that you can't make decisions on because you're going through twin flame process, it's actually feels worse to be held back from that than when it was before that you were engaged in it and you didn't like the things about it that you had to do that you didn't want to do. So to be returned to it, and again, it's the things that you used to do that you didn't like, it's going to be like, well, you know what? That is, no, I'm just glad to have it all back. And now it's like I see the beauty of what maybe I didn't like before, you know? So just seeing the beauty of life as well, and really like embracing the physical existence and everything that is about that physical existence, and being really released from any kind of negativity about, you know, like maybe you used to get annoyed because things were boring sometimes, or because they were laborious, or because they had no they took a long time to do and it was fiddly, you know, something like that, like irritability, annoyance. But all that negativity is going to be gone, and you're just going to be, it's like something like maybe threading a needle, you know, where you couldn't get it through the hole and it'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to, right? It's going to be like what's going to be commonplace in your return to self is this like just loving every minute of every day. So it's like that's not going to bother you anymore. You're never going to get wound up again about anything little ever again, because you're going to be embracing the beauty of being alive and actually having your life back from what was an energetic process, right? So that we've got that coming. That's working through this month. There's something else coming in August after this, so you're not going to be on your own, they're saying. And this is going to be like there's just a new you this month, right? It's going to feel like a new you. And you might make changes to your physical appearance as well, they're saying. Maybe you're going to get your hair cut, get your hair dyed. I don't know, do something to your face. Some people might be getting some fillers or whatever else. There is no judgment, whatever you fancy. You know, if it feels good to you, you do it, right? Maybe you're going to be changing your face without fillers and just changing the shape of it just by pure intention. That's also possible. If you're feeling really good, right, and you're at your point of attraction. Right, so let's go here. King of Swords is coming out. So we've got the masculine brain. So like the whole process, right, is about, well, it's not just about this, but in terms of what these cards represent, right, and what they're talking about, the process here and the ending of an energetic process. It is about the liberation of fear. Okay, so when we're looking at the masculine and we're looking at the feminine as incarnate human beings, looking like they're having a separate existence because they're separate physical, they're actually connected energetic, as you know, so they are one, just in two physical bodies, right? That doesn't just stop there. They are one, which means that their brains are the same. It's like twins in the womb, right? So mentally they're connected. Emotionally they're connected through the brain, they're connected through the heart. They're connected, if you like, through every single chakra that we see represented through the physical body. So they are one energetically, right? So they're one in every sense. It's just physical, they're separate. So the process, which is about the liberation of fear, then you ask, well, where is the fear? And the heart doesn't hold any fear. It might feel like you might feel it through the heart, right? But it's the brain that operates through fear. So it's the brain where the fear gets cleared from. And once the brain is freed from the fear, then the heart can open freely. It's about freedom, right? Liberation of this, like this energy. So it's like this energetic process. It's like you could even say it represents the movement through the chakra system to the crown chakra in the head, which is like where it frees and connects to the light. So it connects purely to source. So source is just in the brain. So the brain is freed of any kind of egoic machinations, right? Like talking to the self in fear, in fearful terms, talking to the self in like, I can't do that terms, or I mustn't do that, or what's going to happen if I do that? So there's a freedom coming in the brain. We've got feminine brain, physical shift. So I'll just say again what I've noticed as well. My brain has shut off. I have like a mantra running through my head, which is don't think about that. And it's not aggressive. Like I've had this over the years come and go as I was going through the process. Sometimes it's very aggressive. It's like I'd be attacking myself, trying to get away from the fear with like terminology, like stop thinking, stop thinking. But it's just kind of mellowed out into this where I just immediately shut off. Just like, don't worry, don't stop thinking about it, but not in a kind of, it's not heightened in any way. So I know it's at the end of that process because it's no longer really necessary. It's almost, I do it automatically. It's like automatic shut off, shutting off the fear. And when you shut off the fear completely, then the heart can just open completely. So there's something here about the feminine brain and the masculine brain, completion physically, in the connection physically. So that's the two incarnates that are physically separate, but they're connected through the brain. So what the feminine's gone through here in the ending that she's had to go around through in the mind. So you've had to face the fear, right? In whatever way it's been brought to you on your path in destined ways, you have had to face the fear, feminine, and you've had to go towards situations. But the more your vibration has risen and brought you into an accurate point of attraction, is where you'll be diverted from these events, like at the 11th hour. 11, very important number, right? At the 11th hour, like it's like whatever can go wrong looks like it's gonna go wrong, and then all of a sudden it just like peters out, fizzles out, evaporates into thin air, and the resolution of wherever it was is like all the birds singing and the sun shining, and it's being proven to you that you're out of fear. You, feminine, is out of fear, right? But your vibration is so strongly out of fear, despite the fact you're going through an energetic process, which is about the masculine coming out of fear. What comes next is the masculine being completely out of fear, because there's nowhere else for you to go. There's nothing else to go, to happen. Ending, shifting, right? The masculine has to then be out of fear because you're both in the crown chakras, right? You're both in the crown chakra. You're both where the light is, connected to source, where there's no fear. And that means every chakra below is cleared, including the heart chakra, including the throat chakra. And these are very much about communication as well, the Queen and King of Swords. So once it's all cleared through, the energy's cleared through, and you're free and clear to go, there's no obstacle anymore. The obstacles are in the energy, right? It's in the vibration, the shared vibration. Then there's nowhere for it to, there's nothing to stop it from coming around again, in the physical coming around. Here we go again. 8 of Pentacles in the physical, so it's here we go again. It's like the reunion. And then we got one here. 8 of Wands as well. So we've got 8 of Pentacles, we've got 8 of Wands. It's coming energetically, right? And it's the ending there in the 9 of Swords, the ending in the brain. It's what that means, the ending of fear, right? The ending of worry. I mean, just really, fear is worry. Fear is when the voice in your head starts to talk to you about the worst thing that could happen under the circumstances. That's what fear is, how it manifests through the human brain. When your own brain starts to say to you, oh, but what if this happens and what if that happens? About anything, not just about twin flame. It's everything in life. You know, what if I go out of the house and I slip on a bit on a banana skin and I fall flat on my back? What if these boots, the tread on the bottom of these wellies is not good enough for walking around in that rain? What if I fall over? It's when the brain starts to talk about anything, which is like, so don't go out the house then. You know, it's like, it's how it manifests loads of fear inside the head. So it's from the smallest things, like they say, you will have been brought a row of situations. Mine came up with every moon, like major moon, with the moon cycle. So full moon, new moon. It was bang on every 2 moons. I had these things that I had to do. I didn't want to do them. and I had to do them. And each time I went towards and did it, it evaporated into nothingness, and it wasn't anything that I thought my fear was telling me it was going to be. Until the last one, which is actually coming up, the dark moon, which is next Tuesday. I've been through how many of them are, 6 or something. I know that this one is the last one, so I'm even laughing before I've got there. So I'm so much out of the fear, and I even know how it's going to resolve, even though it looks, if I looked at it from my egoic point of view, I would still be in fear. But because it's been proved to me about 6 times now that it's just going to fizzle out, I have no fear left in regard to anything. Just check this is running. Yeah. Right, and then underlying everything we have got, oh look, the Four of Swords, which is don't worry, basically. So if you haven't already stopped worrying, then it's never harms to be reminded. I mean, I do my cards every day, and every day they're popping this one out, because I still, if I'm left to my own devices, like I say, my brain starts to go, oh, but what if? And then I'm like, stop. It's all. I just keep saying to myself, it's all going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. You see, it's going to be all right. It's destined. Everything is destined. Of course, it's going to be all right. Right. So I'm just going to go one more out on all of these quickly. See if there's anything else I want to say about July. Transformation in the death cards. We've got transformation of physical circumstances. That's ongoing throughout the month. So from the littlest thing to the biggest thing. Very much personal circumstances I'm getting it for the Queen over here. So that's for the feminine. Underneath on the don't worry card, we've got fruition in physical circumstances as well. So this is very much, so we've got the 7 and the 8, right? The fruition in the physical and what comes in the physical and what's connected to you in the physical, all coming around, and transformation around that. So it's transformative month. 7 is July, 8 is August. So in July itself, we've got transformation around your own personal circumstances and what's coming along in regard to those. And like they say, you might be doing some new stuff for yourself. You might be reaping some reward in some way, like maybe buying yourself something nice or going somewhere nice, or maybe something just turns up for you that's like the right thing for you. Maybe you're going to be guided to like change your appearance, or guided to change your room around, or guided to like download some different kind of music. It could be anything at all that's just going to make your life more pleasant and more feel more visceral, like you're more in the physical world and happy in the physical world and taking part in the physical world yourself. It's very much about that this month for the feminine, because they're getting you ready. I just want to say underneath, as I said, getting you ready, we've got the Fool underneath the not worry card. So it's a brand new journey coming up. And then yeah, we've done that one. Right, so 9 of Swords. And we've got the Lovers coming out. So we've got Destined, Love, Twin Flame Love coming out on the feminines. 9 of Swords over there, which is about the process that you've been through and the worry that you've been through. And that you've had to be taught or learn or guided to overcome. 8 of Wands down here, what is in the physical vibration that you're connected to, that's on the way. And we've got Queen of Wands coming from your own personal vibration this month. So the Queen of Wands, that's you in your point of attraction, creating through your point of attraction this month and bringing to yourself physically whatever it is that you desire. And that we've got that there in the center. So it's bringing yourself physical things. Maybe you just find yourself shopping online and buying, one in every colour, because you want one in every colour, because you've got no fear that you can't afford one in every colour, something like that. Queen of Swords, and then we've got celebrations there, 3 of Cups. They just said whooping it up, right? So again, it's like return to self, being able to use your brain and feeling cheerful and the better because of it. and feeling like life is a party again and like you are partaking in life. So maybe party is short for partaking. It probably is. So life is going to feel like a party this month. The Tower shifting, and we've got the Nine of Cups coming out on that, which is like full happiness. So it's just said overload. They said it's going to be like an overload of happiness this month as life starts to resolve itself on your terms, they're saying. On your terms. When you reach your point of attraction, the best thing about it is that you live life on your own terms without really doing anything. There's no hard work involved. It's just, it starts to revolve around. It's your happiness. It revolves around your happiness. And stuff comes to you because of your happiness, not because you're doing a daily grind. So we've got that working out for you. 10 of Pentacles, energy movement. So moving on. That's money coming possibly. Money coming in physically that's on its way to you. A load of goodies, they're saying. Like all the good stuff coming basically. It's not just money, it's open-ended. The Knight of Wands energetically is what comes along from the vibration. And 10 of Pentacles is anything that you want really. It's abundance, so just the right thing that you see that you want. That maybe something that you've went out of, like a book that went out of print and suddenly you can get it again. Or a set of tarot cards that went out of print that you can get again. Or some kind of like hair conditioner that was they stopped making and suddenly it's back on the shelves and you're like, oh, that's the one I want. There's something coming along because everything is coming along the way you want it this month. On the King of Swords down here. And then we've got separation, 5 of Pentacles. So that is the twin that you're in separation from. So that's still not here this month, basically, because they're saying separation, right? But that's going to come along as well because everything is transforming around your vibration and everything is on its way. But this month is about you and next month is possibly about that. 10 of Wands. And then we've got the ending around the process, energetic process, and we've got creating in the physical. They're saying there's a lot to do this month, but it's all good stuff. It's like, again, is there just asking you, like, what do they say? You don't need to respond, but I'm just saying, is there inside of you, in some way, you're still hanging on to a feeling that something you do might turn out to be wrong or might turn out that it's going to cause you some pain emotionally. Like even maybe there's a good thing on the horizon that you're looking at, like a good thing, like maybe something coming along you're asked to take part in or do, or an offer of something to get involved in, or maybe something to do yourself, like setting yourself up in something, like maybe it's a business or a creative endeavor, something like that. And there's still part of you inside that's got hanging on to a little bit of negativity that has this, it's almost indecipherable, but it's a low level hum that says, oh, but maybe it's not going to work out for me, or maybe it's going to make me feel, and maybe it's going to make me feel bad, right? Because that is what you are clearing, right? So you are going to go towards something this month, and maybe it's just some shopping, and you are going to overcome a fear of buying something that's maybe a little bit out of your budget, right? It's something, it doesn't have to be a big thing. We're not talking about a huge thing. It's there energetically, right? So that you go towards it and you overcome that fear. And they're saying it's the last fear, or the last time of overcoming a fear. Because you are overcoming the fear for the last time for the masculine that's coming towards you. So when you overcome it for the last time in you, and then that you finally end that feeling ever coming again. So something has to happen this month, right? Where you face something the last time. Because then you will never feel that way again. You will never feel that way. This is for the feminine. You will never feel that way again. Anything that comes along in your life, I'm not saying it's going to be replaced with something. It's just you won't feel that way again in life. You won't have that low level feeling of like, what if I'm not going to like it? That's basically all it is, right? Just a sort of feeling of, what if I'm not going to like this? Because that's what's inside the masculine, and that's the only thing that's left for them to overcome. Because it's a really childish little feeling inside that is, and it's a feeling that prevents you from obtaining your heart's desire. That feeling, but it's so little in relation to what your heart's desire is, right? So for the feminine, I don't feel it's a big deal. I feel it literally is like just shopping for something, or something minor like that. You might even not connect it to what you're going through energetically with your twin, but it's part of that. But for the twin, it's a big deal, because when that's gone, when the feminine's done it, that means there's nothing in the masculine left, and the masculine can come forward. Because they won't have that thought anymore, and they won't have that feeling anymore. You're connected mentally, emotionally. So as you clear, feminine clears mentally, she's also clearing emotionally. And as she clears, he's clearing. So when he's cleared to come forward. And that is the process, right? That is the transformation and the creation through the process into the sun. Right? It's like flying towards the sun, close to the sun, like the masculine circling the feminine, like doesn't want to approach in case they get burned by the sun. But this is flying right into the sun, manifesting the magician. And again, it's like just having everything, the masculine having everything that he needs, right? And all his gifts, and ready to go, basically. And number one, which is manifesting, it's beginning again. And power and control as well. So it's the masculine coming into a lot of power and control after you've gone through whatever you go through this month, feminine. I'm just going to go one more out on there, and then that's it. And the end of the dark to the light. So that's the final arrival in the light for the masculine. There. So that's it. Right, I'm going to leave it at that. I have updated my website. I put a link in the description box below. I have dropped my prices a little bit, and I'm ready to go. So if anybody wants a reading, get in touch through the website. He's just popped out. Masculine returns, the Emperor returns, right? That's jumping out. Ace of Pentacles, brand new beginning. So, and that's in the physical. So, yeah, I'm ready to go. We're all ready to go. Let's get going. And hopefully I will, I'll do a reading for you. If not, I'll see you in the next reading I do. Lots of love. Take care. Have a good month.